Alrighty then. That was a heck of a ride we just went on, but we are live, and I hope everyone is out there doing great tonight, having a wonderful start to your weekend. I better make sure people actually know to come and watch the show. So, normally I have all this done way ahead of time, but there we go. Now, with that click, I have just posted it to Twitter. Hopefully people know to come in and look at the stream now. So here's what we're doing tonight, my friends, because we had a topic picked out. We were initially going to talk about, if friendship is magic is actually an anime. And we had guests lined up, and it didn't really work out. Sometimes these things happen. We had some last minute cancellations. And I didn't really have a good backup topic. So instead of pulling the stream entirely, one of our guests tonight, first time on the show, Mr. Invisible Gust.
No, they've been on once before.
I think Invisible Gust was on a Friday Night Fights once.
Oh, yes, that's what it is.
Yes, so, yeah, he suggested, why don't we just do a free-for-all? And everybody, including myself, gave a tentative, that sounds like it might be a good idea. So this will either be a really good idea or it'll turn out to be a train wreck. So you might have seen from the thumbnail and just heard his voice. We've also got InvisiBrony joining us last minute tonight. How are you doing, InvisiBrony?
I'm here. Hello. Yes, I'm doing okay. How are you all?
I'm doing all right, aside from the, scrambling that's going on here. And we've got our usual friend of the show here, Mr. DJ Skywalker. How are you doing tonight?
I have survived the drama.
Yeah. Is it tonight's drama with the debaters or something else going on?
No, I've been binge watching Riverdale all week.
Riverdale? What's that show about?
Oh, God, no.
It's a dark, gritty version of the Archies.
Interesting.
On the CW.
Okay, yeah, that does not sound like it would be good.
If you remember,
I thought it was
something like that.
Say what, Invisi?
I thought I was gonna love it because I love the Archie comics. I'm like, sure, let's have a gritty Batman style reboot. Oh wait, no, it's like just no. Mm-hmm. I got through one season and I'm like, I can't watch anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Murder, drugs, and sex. That's the Archies now.
So, Gust, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Really good.
Good. And welcome to the show.
Great to be on here.
Yeah. I know you've been tuning in for a while. You're one of my more recent patrons. You got on a few months ago. So yeah, it's good to finally have you on. Now, before we really get into the meat of it here, give a big shout out to my patrons, especially those on the $10 and up tier. All these guys make my life so much easier. One of them is DJ Skywalker. We've also got Princess Heather Blossom, Shady Oak Ministries, Sid McConroy, Autoknight, Emerald Spencer, Sodden Girder. Holy crap, my voice is not good tonight. Senko, Kyle Christensen, Stephen A. Wilson, Rein-Kun, Princess Sunshine Sparkle, Bootleg Bard, Pony Cordero, and Dark Malcontent, author of the Metaverse series. Please check out all their links in the description. Now then, I see we've got some chat going on here. So here's what we're going to do. Bring us your questions. Bring us your topics. Bring them to any one of us. Bring them to me. We're going to talk about anything. It's pure 100% audience participation, audience-generated topics tonight. Give us your controversy. And let's make this interesting. Now, tonight's original question, if we need to prime the pump a little bit here, was, is Friendship is Magic anime?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so while we're waiting on chat, InvisiBrony, tell me why you feel the need to be so 100% wrong just all the time, regardless of anything you say.
Well, you see, I have these things called facts, and they're based, the facts that I have are based on etymology, as in where words come from, where they're derived from, and their meanings. The word anime was both a Japanese word for animation, or at least that's what is colloquially known as animation, but the word anime is also French in origin as well, meaning animated or lively, and which, cartoons are animated and lively. that's where they come from. And in Japan, the reason it's called anime is just because it's animation. It's bright, colorful animation. So by that technical definition of language, yes, Friendship is Magic is an anime.
Alrighty then. DJ, what do you think about that?
I mean, on a technical and semantic level, he's not wrong.
I win. Debate over.
Gus, what do you
But
think?
I would say it has some anime inspirations rather than being what people would consider anime itself. Kind of like Avatar. It's
All right.
definitely it's got its inspirations, but it's not the same.
Okay, so Gus, what do you think?
My thing is it's more of an. Well, you're right. It's an animation, but I would say it's more in line towards Disney than an anime, culturally, and as well as just how the storytelling is normally goes.
Right. So
Alright.
by that definition, cartoons are cartoons and anime is anime. In your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You basically can distinguish between besides the older generations of anime, nowadays you can just immediately distinguish between what's an anime and or what.
But now let me ask this: are anime cartoons? Are anime cartoons, sir?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay. So anime is cartoons. So doesn't that mean that cartoons are anime? Because they're the same thing. You just admitted on camera, sir, that they are the same thing.
All right, so Invisi, let me ask you this: does language not change over time with connotations?
Indeed, it does, sir. And that's
Right.
actually I'm actually saying the language has changed to include this Northern American animation because anime did stem from. Let's just say it stemmed just in Japan, but it's literally just their word for animation, or it would translate to cartoon. So technically, it's a translation and semantics issue at this point. And language changed because now people could use anime to talk about cartoons. So the language has changed, yes.
So yeah, and that was the original change, but then over time, the connotations in the culture changed the meaning of the word anime to specifically mean things that come from Japan. So
Correct.
and then we get goofballs that say things like Avatar and Code Lyoko are anime, or they'll say the same thing about the Powerpuff Girls. They'll say that's anime or Megas XLR, and
Well, to be fair, Powerpuff Girls did have an anime, so
yeah, but that doesn't make the original Powerpuff Girls, which is the only one that I'll acknowledge the existence of.
how dare you?
The original Powerpuff Girls, that doesn't make that anime. Now, perhaps it was inspired by Japanese cartoons. Perhaps we can give it that, but that doesn't make it what it is. So, did the definition come full circle?
Right, but now if you're going to accept that as a principle, then that means that you're right based on popular opinion, by society's popular opinion, that Japanese anime is anime and North American cartoons are not. So if we take that to heart, then do we apply that to everything we're talking about, or just this?
Well, mostly I
think
don't want to lump something as wholesome and perfect as Friendship is Magic in with the degeneracy of Japanese animation.
You have been in this fandom for longer than a day, right? You've seen some of the fan works that are out there, right?
Yes, I've seen that, but listen, the worst thing that the Brony fandom has to offer is a regular day in the anime fandom, and none of that will ever compare to the worst day in an anime fandom beats the crap out of the best day in a furry fandom. Okay, so the Brony fandom is the best.
My fandom's not toxic, but yours is.
Exactly. Now you're getting it. Thank you for agreeing with me live on air.
Let's not bring fandom into this. We're gonna get people talking about Steven Universe.
Oh, please no.
I think, I think the one thing what also helps distinguish cartoons between anime is more to the artistic style, if we can think of it like that, because there's a whole difference between how Japanese animation goes on, how the entire drawing style, versus how you would do it over, for example, in Disney or Nickelodeon for those any other type of art styles.
Wait, so that you make a good point. Oh, sorry.
No, I ended it.
Yeah, you make a good point with that, because let's just say styles. Style is different. That's one of the reasons when people say Japanese anime is anime, because it's the style of it. So let's say a Japanese animation studio put out a movie that looked exactly like a Disney film or a North American cartoon. Is it still anime?
Do you mean Hayao Miyazaki?
Then I would.
And by his logic, that would make Shin-Chan. That would mean Shin-Chan isn't an anime.
Yeah. So that's like, where are we drawing these lines here? Like,
Yeah. What about the classic like 80s, 90s era of anime movies and shows where they actually did have unique styles instead of they all just looked like either in these days where they all either look like Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon
or Pokemon, yeah,
or pedophile bait. Those are the three anime styles right now. You've got pedophile bait, you've got Dragon Ball
she's
Z,
2,000
and
years old. Okay.
Yeah, shut up. Okay. Go back to Kobayashi's Dragon Maid where you belong.
Oh, is that? I actually haven't seen that.
Just the first one to come to
It's
head.
actually pretty funny.
All right. So
Unless you're watching the Funimation dub.
okay, so let's get one more response to that rant I just went on, and then we'll get into the actual Q&A here.
I didn't know you liked Shin-Chan.
I don't,
That's new.
but you brought up I hate it, but you brought up style, and obviously Shin-Chan does not fall in your typical anime style.
Our next debate topic is, why does Brony love Shin-Chan so much?
Brony is the true degenerate.
Brony will be taking the side of no.
All right. I see Cordero in the chat saying, I regret not coming on. I regret not having you on tonight, okay? Let's see here. You got me all mad, and now I'm saying stuff I'm gonna regret later.
Fuming over there.
Rango the Wise says, I've been reading the Bible and watching videos about extra biblical material. Now that's interesting. I'd want to know what you've been looking at here. He says the book of Daniel has visions of unicorn goat, if I remember correctly. Yes, and that is, I wish we had my teacher. Yeah, I wish we had my teacher, Shady Oak Ministries, on here. And because he knows all about that kind of thing, and how, there's a debate of whether or not like they are the typical the beast described in Job and Daniel and Revelations are literal mythological creatures, or if they are misinterpretations of things that actually exist. Like, it's commonly believed that when King James is in the King James version, when he's talking about the unicorn in, I think, the book of Job, that might have been closer to a rhinoceros or a type of antelope that existed at the time, that looked very similar to a cross between an antelope and a zebra. So yeah,
Zebralope?
I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, and I'm not nearly as knowledgeable on these things as I should be. Let's see what else we've got here. How about Gust? It's your first time on the show tonight. Why don't you pick something from the chat for us to tackle?
Alrighty. Well, now, what's your favorite Pixar movie? I guess I can do that one. Hold on.
All right. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
WALL-E.
WALL-E's
WALL-E.
a good one. I think WALL-E gives us like, beyond the whole littering thing, it gives a message of, towards the end,
robots can love
personal responsibility. What it means to really live rather than just survive.
And to hope for a better future.
Yeah. So, how about what do you guys think about Wall-E, and what's your favorite Disney? Why did I say Disney? Your favorite Pixar movie?
Personally, I really love Wall-E. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I definitely love the story and the characters are adorable. I think my favorite character would have to be Mo.
Mm.
But for favorite
Yes.
Disney movie, I think the one I always often return to
Pixar.
is Ratatouille.
Mm-hmm. Now, why Ratatouille? Because I don't think that one is as good.
He likes mice in his food.
I think I just like watching it. I just enjoy the characters. The story is not very strong, but
It is
the
it's a calming
atmosphere.
movie.
Yeah, it's pretty calming.
Like honestly, it's the music, the soundtrack's really what makes it, because you just kind of float through the whole movie. It's like a little dream.
And the food and the
And the
animation.
rat and his spirit chef are very cute. I
Yeah.
like the dynamic they have, even though he's just a voice in his head.
I look up to the villain of that movie, and everybody thought he's super anorexic and skinny, and nobody's ever seen him eat. I want to be like that guy. Like Brony, why do you review movies if you hate them so much? You're blind. You can't even see the movies. It's like, no, I'm not blind. I actually have perfect vision. If I don't love and I love movies. So if I don't love the movie, I don't open my eyes.
Oh, you were talking about the critic. I was like, wait, what? The villain of the movie is.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
like you want to be short selling mini corn dogs?
well, no, well, that's another thing about that movie is it's just that like the critic is the only part I remember of that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and aside from the fact that the dude could cook if a rat pulled on his hair.
He wants to meet the chef.
Yeah. And
I think
also he's the son of that. He's like the illegitimate son of that famous chef who managed to mate with that land whale.
I honestly I
American.
wasn't expecting the rat to be his son. That was my takeaway. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
Well, Brony, it does say how they made it. She was American
That would do it.
Squeak.
with a rich French guy who had his own business
Mhm.
Yeah.
and named his son Alfredo.
Oh jeez.
All right, who's next?
Alfredo Linguini.
Please tell me they had another child called Chicken.
Invisi, why don't you pick one from the chat?
I thought we were not doing Pixar movies.
Well, did you pick a Pixar
Oh, I
movie?
have not picked mine yet.
Okay, go.
No.
And I haven't picked mine yet either, so go ahead.
My favorite is actually their newest one, as far as I know. Luca.
I haven't seen that yet.
It is phenomenal. It's just a really well done movie. The story is great. Like, everything about it is just what a movie should be.
Mm. Okay,
I mean, there's a couple of tropes.
I mean,
in it, but other than that,
I can't say anything about it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we should have a viewing.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. Okay, and let me see. What would my favorite Pixar movie be?
Brony likes The Good Dinosaur.
I most certainly have not seen The Good Dinosaur. I heard it sucked.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh yeah, it's one of those. Oh, it's the only one I haven't seen. I'll watch movies.
I'm between Wall-E and Toy Story 2 or 3. Probably
pick.
Toy Story 3.
I would have liked 3 better if they ended it just after they slide down into the incinerator and it just goes black. Somebody had made a copy of it like that, and their mom had never seen it or something, and they showed them that, and then the movie just ends like, that's it? It's home?
Oh, come on. That's
They
something
figured
I
that's
would do.
over.
That's something I would do. You don't want to be like me.
And then they literally think that for like a year or something, then showed her the real one the next year.
Oh, well, there you go.
I would actually do the same thing.
I mean, I would say Toy Story 2 is the better story, but Toy Story 3 is more satisfactory in the end.
What about 4?
4 doesn't exist.
But they're
I
finally free.
I
From their
love
oppressors.
the animation on 4, just how they actually included a whole bunch of.
I haven't seen 4, so I don't know.
All right, no more spoilers. Although you should have seen it by now. Come on.
Brianna Scary Gaming says my favorite movie is Frozen 2. Get out.
I weep for your soul.
You're banned.
dude.
You're banned for
I
liking
watched that movie with
Frozen.
my family.
Anything
That is
Frozen
not a good
related.
movie.
Let it go.
I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying to, but I worked at a YMCA as a personal trainer for a year and a half, and let me tell you something. For some reason, that whole year and a half I worked there, "Let It Go" was the 10th song to play on the radio. It was like every 10th song would be "Let It Go" for the whole year and a half I worked there as a personal trainer up in the gym, regardless of the season. It made me so freaking angry.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Besides Let It Go, Frozen is a fine movie. It is fine. Frozen 2 is awful. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
It wasn't
watched
good.
Frozen 2 with my family. They all liked it. I couldn't stand watching that movie. They made so many stupid choices. The story is bonkers, and the ending just throws a rock into the Frozen 2 is not a good
Remember
movie.
that well-written story we had last time? Yeah, how about we just not do that, and then the story we do write in this one, we just blow it up at the end. Like
It feels like it feels like one of those like direct
Direct-
to DVD ones. It
like a
feels
really
like
good-looking one.
Atlantis 2.
oh man,
Like an attempt at a TV show that didn't pick up.
yeah.
There's
Those
so
old
many
Aladdin
stupid
sequels.
ideas thrown into one movie. It could have been good.
Yeah.
I have
If you
no
want a
idea.
good Frozen 2, go look up Channel Awesome's rendition of Frozen 2. That's actually an interesting story about Anna going evil.
Alrighty then. Pick something from the chat.
All right, I am gonna pick something from the chat. Have any of you ever watched Final Space? That's my favorite cartoon of all time.
I haven't
That's
seen
not
it.
really a question, though, is it? I guess I not really know something to debate about. Yes or no? Like,
Well, we could talk about it if there's something to talk about. I haven't seen it.
I guess.
What's it about?
oh, it's a great show. Actually, I've seen all of it. It's about this guy called Gary, and he's kind of like a prisoner, or he's being punished, and he's stuck out in space by himself for a really long time. And he's writing letters to this girl he met like once but fell in love with. But then he's like writing to her like they were in a really long-term relationship. And basically it's about him saving the universe from giant galactic titans.
Mm.
And I won't go into details, but that's the A to B plot, and everything in between is really fun. And it's one of those wacky, stupid shows with lots of ridiculous humor and guys talking like this when they're trying to be dramatic. You know?
That sounds like it
Is
would
that a
get really
cartoon?
old really quick.
No, and actually they do a pretty good job of it because there's these nice little real moments too.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it picked up when season 2 started. I heard season 1 was kind of mixed.
Yeah, it's two really went bananas. Stick around for it.
Did they play that on Cartoon Network?
That's a TBS, isn't it?
I think it was Netflix to start, and then someone took it.
Okay. Sounds like
forget
something
who.
Turner would do.
I'm afraid I haven't seen it.
All right. DJ, pick something from the chat.
Let's see here.
Not that, or that.
I think Cordero missed the message. Let's see here. Wandering Huntress asks, is this a Q&A? No, this is Patrick.
Indeed,
Alright.
it is. Actually, I'd like to answer Cordero's question because he asked, why is Frozen getting so much discussion time on a debate about anime? Because I won at the beginning. We said all cartoons are anime, so now we're discussing it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else do we have here. Let me pick something from the chat. Do we have any tips for writer's block? Paladin Pony T wants to know. All right. Let me take
Slam
this
your head
one.
against the wall really hard until you knock yourself out.
Let me take this one first. The key for writer's block is to just start writing. I know that's the cliche information there, but if you can manage to get just even a couple sentences summarizing your premise of where you want the story to go, and just start filling in from there. Like you don't even, and you don't. It's not something you even have to keep at the end of it. Like you can go back and completely rewrite it or completely delete it and try something else. But if you start, then you get the foundation of something. You can try something from there. So yeah, just sit down, write 2 lines of dialogue and a sentence of description, and turn on the faucet and see what spews out. Does anybody else have any other plans or any other tips?
Yes. Get out of the environment you're in. If you're sitting somewhere and you don't feel inspired by it, you don't stay there. Go. Well, I can't tell you what inspires you, but go somewhere that you feel comfortable or excited to be. Something that's going to spark your brain, give you a bit of a different perspective on what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think of little world buildings, just random little things you can put into here and there, but just little random tidbits that will help your writing a little bit better.
Oh, another good tip is to get really, really drunk, be a double agent during World War II, cheat on your wife twice, I think.
All right, calm down there, Ernest Hemingway. I liked you better when you were dead.
Let's see. Personally, I'd say if you've just been staring at a blank page all day, I'd say get up and move around a little bit. Get a little physical activity. Get some blood pumping. Play some music. Get some. Personally, I like to listen to music a lot. So try paying attention to lyrics and stuff. That usually helps with story building.
Another thing you could try that I just thought of is something I've done once or twice is write a different story, but with the same characters and in a similar setting. Get used to your characters again.
Yes.
Invisi, I have practical concerns with the suggestion that you gave because if you're not familiar, if you're not inspired by your surroundings, you go somewhere else. What if you can't take your writing implements with you? Like, I don't know about other people, but my penmanship is horrible. If I try to write something on a pad and paper, I'm not going to be able to read my handwriting later on.
However, in this day and age of technology, I'm going to assume that everyone here has a cell phone of some kind, and probably one that does apps and so has a recording app.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually literally can't take a notepad or a laptop or something with you, you got your phone, you can record it, or buy a voice recorder if you're going to do that dedicated thing all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's ways to do it.
Now Invisi's sounding like Blizzard. Do you guys not have phones?
I mean, there's ways to do it, like taking a notepad or pen and pencil or paper and pencil.
Mm-hmm. So those are my suggestions. I think we had some pretty good suggestions tonight. Let's see here. Christopher Jones is going back to anime. He says anime cartoons produced in Japan, but generally not necessarily for more mature audiences. And Pony Cordero replies with,
I think that was to what I said earlier, actually.
Yeah.
Cordero's going off on a rant.
Is he? Oh yeah, I see. All grain alcohol is now whiskey. I can do it too. All movies are horror movies if someone dies in it.
Can't be horror. Have you seen that show? Have you seen that movie these days? It don't look quite as well as it used to.
You see, this is why we needed to change the game plan tonight, because I knew without Cordero it would be very difficult to bring this kind of energy. And
Cordero would be fighting us the whole way through.
Exactly, and that's what I need on this show. I need more fighting. Let's see. Trent Girone wants to know our thoughts on Trolls. So who's seen the Trolls movies?
Oh my god!
I haven't.
That's Troll 2.
Yeah, that's the wrong. Or at least I'm gonna assume that's the wrong franchise, because I don't know. Trent's a younger
That's
guy.
Angry Birds.
He might not even know about that one.
So I'm being a troll about the troll.
Mm-hmm. Do just a little bit of trolling around here.
Yeehaw!
But unfortunately, I haven't seen the movie, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to need to.
Also, Cordero was right. Bambi is a horror film. His mother gets shot. Like, it's tragic life of a deer. Like,
Titanic's a horror film.
oh, of course, it's a tragedy. Jeez. You know it's based on a real thing, right?
I mean, if Bambi really wants to be a horror movie, it needs that scene from the direct-to-DVD sequel where Bambi was alone in the plains and he could hear his mom's voice because a hunter was using one of those deer calls and it was sounding like his mom.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
That
and
horror.
have you seen this animation, Bambi Meets Godzilla? It's a real animation. It's a really old one, too. Like, it's from a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like Bambi versus Godzilla, wasn't
Something
it?
like that, yeah. And it's just like it's like a long credit sequence, a very calming like that. It's the whole time, and then just Godzilla's foot comes down and just smushes him at the end. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, it's 14 seconds. It's brilliant.
The end.
Yeah, and apparently the guy made that and just sent it out randomly to a bunch of
Studios.
movie theaters.
Yeah.
And just said, play this before your movie. Just freaking do it. And nobody had any idea what it was. You would just go to the theater to sit down for a completely unrelated movie, and here's Bambi getting crushed by Godzilla.
Oh, I see a good question we could talk about.
That's the original viral video.
Yeah, let's hear it, DJ.
Christopher Jones says, "Why do video games based on movies almost always suck?"
Because the movie took a linear path, and I mean, unless you're Clue, you know, the movie took a linear path, and games are usually about making your own decisions, and you know, everybody should have a relatively different experience with a video game.
True, but there are also some games where, let's say, your ideal thing is everyone having the exact same experience. For instance, like the original Mario Brothers game, like you're running from left to right. Sure, you can, you know, do the secret warps and stuff, but essentially, end game is getting to the end as fast as possible. But you have clear set goals: A, B, C. You know, run, kill turtles, save princess. Now, the reason a lot of movies fail is they completely and utterly ignore their source material and the audience that likes it, and do whatever the hell they want. Like, for instance, the Super Mario Brothers movie. What's your name? Mario. And what's his name? What's your last name? Mario. What's your name? Luigi. Mario, and Luigi Mario. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, someone actually wrote that. A college-educated person wrote that, thought it was good, sent it to the producers. The producers thought it filled with very rich, very successful, college-educated individuals, thought that was good, then sent it to the directors who probably said, this sucks, can I change it? And they said, no, because we have the money, and then forced those poor actors that, like, do you have any idea how many steps a script has to go through, and you still get stuff like that? It is baffling.
There's actually, I found it just recently that there's a rap song that got cut from the Super Mario Brothers movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I just found out about it like yesterday.
Really?
Yes, it's something I definitely need to see. I just forgot about it. This discussion just reminded me. I'm just trying to look it up right now, what it was about. Oh, it begins with King Koopa, you poopa, you're a poopa scoopa, and it went on from there. Oh my god, does Dennis Hopper do that? Oh, please.
This is actually a good question. We have an extremely clear set of goals, but it's extremely short video game. Would that be more on the basis of being able to having a humongous world building experience where you can create a wonderful story versus something that actually has a clear set story, but then they go ahead and ruin it when they try to make it a movie?
Ultimately, I think they're very two different art forms, and it's next to impossible to create the feeling of one or the other.
It depends on the game you pick too. Like, I'm sure like a Halo movie. Well, Halo's pretty much already a movie. Like, it would just be the same thing, but like a long cutscene. So I don't see the point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, for example, take the old Star Fox, since yes, they have different planets they had to go to get to Andros, but there wasn't much explained, only with a few lines through other characters. They still went on their path versus that exactly what you said. Then Halo, where it has a clear set story. But with Star Fox, you can actually imagine possibly build on that if you have the rights to the entire franchise. Then go ahead and create your entire wonderful world if you actually do it right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what else we've got here. Jonathan Magny says, Brony, can I ask a question? Have you heard of the channel called The Hub? Listen, son, I'm a 2010 Brony. I know what The Hub is. How about you guys? You guys know what The Hub is?
I remember being so excited when we had gotten our new channel package from CenturyLink that The Hub was included.
Yep.
I also had to be able to have that there so I could actually watch ponies and Animaniacs.
Well, you didn't just pirate them on Dailymotion like a real man? That's what I thought.
I had to watch mine off the internet.
Dailymotion sucks.
Didn't use Dailymotion or had the Hub.
It did really suck sometimes, and sometimes I'd just wait a few days and it would get uploaded, to another site and in full quality and just take a few minutes, download it like that and watch it without needing to buffer. Dailymotion would, I'm pretty certain, purposefully slow down their videos sometimes.
I think I only used Dailymotion for season 4 because when season 5 started, we had gotten the new channel package.
Let's see here. Tanic Karma says, question for Brony. Have you ever considered doing a video tutorial on swordplay? No, because I'll tell you exactly why. I'm not good at it. I would need it. Now, I did study fencing a little bit, but the quality of instruction I had on the various fencing sports was rudimentary, introductory, and also frankly not very good. Like my teachers were not the best. So I do know a lot of techniques between a few different styles of fencing, but I'm not really comfortable teaching them in a sport setting. I have occasionally used them as fitness tools, because you put a sword in somebody's hand, it's essentially a 3 to 5 pound steel bar or wooden stick.
It's a workout.
Yeah, that they gotta hold far away from their body in order to do the movements correctly. And yeah, you get workouts in your shoulders, in your traps, in the
do with this piece of rebar.
Yeah, I've done that too. In your lats, in your triceps, and your chest, it can be really good for you. So I've used that as a fitness tool in the past, and sparring of any kind is up there with some of the best cardio you could do. But I'm definitely not good enough at fencing to do a tutorial on fencing. Now, if we're hanging out at a convention and I happen to have my foam swords with me, the ones that I use for my King Sombra videos, and you want to do a little bit of sparring, I'm all for that. I love that kind of thing.
I shall destroy you.
Well, there's been so last BronyCon, at the last BronyCon, I did that meetup called BronyCon, and I had a bunch of people come. I had my swords there. Some people wanted to spar me, and that was perfectly fine. I had one guy that showed up to that, just beat the ever living crap out of me. It turned out he was a LARPer, and LARPers swing for the fences, and I was not ready to handle that kind of aggression. It was great, and I know it's one of those things where I know why I got my butt kicked, but there's no excuse. I got my butt kicked. But everybody else, obviously had never picked up a sword before, so I did a little bit of butt kicking that day myself, and it's like, okay, at a certain point, I'm done bullying you. let me show you some tricks let me show you some tricks of the sport that I did manage to pick up while I was in it.
You know, I just know a lot of LARPers. You know what the one weapon that they don't really allow you to have at LARPing events?
Tell me.
Like out of all the weapons, like you can have like big halberds and axes and swords and daggers and like bows and stuff. The one weapon you're not allowed to really use in combat is a quarterstaff.
Now they do make LARP quarterstaffs, but yeah, I mean you can't just take a wood staff out onto a LARP field. That I mean,
no, it's even the padded ones. Like because what happens is someone wearing a full plate, with a helmet on and everything, you can actually like not break their neck by if you like grab the quarterstaff at the bottom, even a padded one, and the weight just like a full on swing, and you connect, you can like kill somebody.
Well.
In plate armor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about kill. You might hurt somebody. You might rattle them. Here's the thing about LARP injuries like that. If you take a really hard hit to the head, you're more likely to hurt yourself falling down. Like say my Sombra.
That's because of the leverage you have at the length of the quarterstaff.
My Sombra costume weighs 60 pounds, and it doesn't have a proper helmet. So, if you put a helmet on, it's probably, another 3 or 4 pounds sitting on top of your head. If you get rattled inside that helmet, your ears are going to be ringing. But, now you're 60, 70 pounds heavier than you normally would have been hitting the ground, right? Which is just going to increase the force of how you hit the ground. So, I mean, you're LARPing, it's supposed to be extremely safe and injuries are rare, but they do happen. Just like all things in life, especially if you're doing a combat sport, protect yourself at all times. Don't get hit. And also, if you're LARPing, you don't need to swing that hard.
No, I'm not saying people like should be doing it. Yeah. I'm saying that the people that's why they banned. I guess somebody did it once.
Mm-hmm.
So they banned it.
And
they let this locally.
Another thing is like if you take a hit with a helmet with something that shouldn't hurt you, like I mean there's the people in the SCA, that's the name of the group, I forget what it stands.
Society for Creative Anachronisms.
Thank you. No, that's probably not what it is. Anyway,
it is.
Okay. Yeah, but regardless, I don't feel like thinking about it right now. The SCA, they do full on. They got the real steel swords, real shields, full plate armor, real axes, hitting each other as hard as they can with these things. People do that all the time. Make sure your armor is properly fitted.
And it is Society for Creative Anachronisms.
Okay, thank you.
It wasn't a guess.
Okay, so if your helmet is loose, and you take a hit to the head, it's gonna rattle on your head, and basically you take one hit, the helmet rattles, you're getting hit 3 more times while that thing adjusts itself, and now you can't see. And also if it rattles like that, you're gonna give yourself vertigo and tinnitus from getting your equilibrium messed with inside your head. If it's properly fitted, you're not going to have that much of a problem. The purpose of the steel of the helmet is to prevent penetration. The purpose of the padding on the inside of the helmet is not just for comfort, but also to absorb some of that residual shock. So that's a really long answer to that question. Gust, pick another question for me. Or pick another something that somebody said in here. I say real quick while you're picking that. I see Pony Cordero says this is what happens when you take old Mumkey Jones content and pretend it's a real stance on anime. I have no idea what he's referring to.
Where is that?
That's up in the chat a little bit. Cordero said this is what happens when you take old Mumkey Jones content and pretend it's a real stance on anime. And I didn't watch a whole lot of Mumkey Jones. I know who he is. I've seen a couple of his videos. He had a weird fascination with Elliot Rodgers while he was on YouTube, and then he dated a pedophile. He cheated on his girlfriend with some pedophile girl. So I have no idea what he's talking about.
No, me either. I don't even know who that person. That's a person. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Monkey.
Mumkey with an
Mumkey.
M. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Gust, you got anything?
I got one right here. Brony Buck and Friends. Are there any live action movie you think you would have been what you think would have been better in animation, like something from a book?
I have one right off the bat.
Tell us.
I'll go first on that one.
2019's Cats.
Yeah.
Because that was the original plan, was for it to be an animated movie. But they wanted the stupid live-action star power. It would actually have been tolerable if it was animated.
Yep. I totally agree.
With actual, like, cartoon cats. Not whatever the heck those horror shows was. If you want a horror movie, Cats 2019 is a horror movie.
I want the butthole version. You heard about
what
that?
The frick are you talking about?
You haven't heard?
Oh,
There's this whole thing, this whole huge press thing about how, I'm not sure if it's actually true or not. I never bothered to look into it, but it was hilarious. Is that there's a version where all the cats actually have like digital buttholes from the 2019 one. And I'm like, really?
Okay.
And everyone's like, we want that version. We want that version. I'm like, oh my god.
I question
The
people's
VFX,
mental
I actually looked it up.
facilities.
The VFX editor confirms that cut was real.
Yeah.
How about, here's one. How about some of the old Dr. Seuss movies that would have been better than in animation than the live action?
They already
So
were
it's
animated.
scary. Yes, and they made
The
live
Cat in the
action,
Hat.
and they should go back to animation.
The Cat in the Hat movie was a mistake.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Also, if you hear about it, then there's also, I'm worried about them doing a Clifford, and it's going to a new Clifford movie that's live action that's going to be coming out, and that's going to be worrying.
Okay, the only thing that kind of ticks me off about the Clifford movie is not the CGI. It's the fact that for some reason they got rid of the girl's parents and now she lives with her uncle. Like, why?
Oh wait, did Disney buy it? Because that means the parents die automatically.
No, it's not Disney.
No, then I don't understand what happened.
I don't know
They're
who's
supposed to move to Birdwell Island.
Paladin Pony says.
Oh, it's Paramount.
Says, well, he asked, but do we think Game of Thrones would have been better in animation?
Nothing could have saved that thing.
No.
I'm
Wait.
waiting. I can't wait for Game of Thrones Brotherhood to come out.
Oh, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep, that's the joke.
Game of Thrones is everyone's favorite anime, I guess, until they
Oh
added
my
the
God.
coffee cup.
You know something? I want to tell you guys a story about Game of Thrones. My experience with Game of Thrones, real quick here, before we pick another topic, is if you've seen the first like 2 seasons, I didn't watch past that. I don't even think I saw very far into the second season, but the first season was I would have described it as medieval themed softcore porn. And
It's a nice day for a red wedding.
yeah, sure. So, well, that was like season 3 or 4, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch past like the first couple episodes of season 2. The only reason I watched it in the first place was because I was dating a different girl at the time, and she was really into it, and we all sat down and watched it with her family. And I got to tell you, that's probably the most awkward thing.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's one of the most awkward, uncomfortable things I could have possibly imagined is sitting there watching the first season of Game of Thrones with, who I, at the time, thought were going to become my in-laws.
Yeah, the uncomfortable moments like that, or especially parents, especially if it's not your parents or whatever. But I had that happen one time. You ever seen Bram Stoker's Dracula?
No.
There's a scene in it. There's a scene where Dracula's in bed with these 3 topless, very nice-looking women, and they're
Is that
writhing
the
all
Dracula
over.
that has the stupid hair?
Yeah, the big bouffon.
That's Gary
And-
Oldman, isn't it?
I believe so. So I'm sitting there in the theater watching this scene, and that's, seeing that in public. I was like 14 or 15 at the time. It was very awkward, especially since my mom was sitting on my left. My dad was sitting on my right. This movie was PG-13, I think, at the time. And I'm sitting there like, this is not fun.
Yep.
Why?
One movie. one movie that actually almost scarred me for a little bit was The Brothers Grimm, when I was saying, "Oh, this is gonna be a wonderful fantasy in the theater," and the second that the death started happening, like, okay, bye.
Yep. Okay, so Irango the Wise says, if Tyrek is MLP's Satan, which biblical characters do the other villains represent?
Chrysalis would be Loki, I guess.
Biblical.
No,
Biblical, sorry.
Yeah.
Biblical. Cozy Glow would be Judas.
You're not wrong.
But he sounds angry about it.
Yeah.
Let me think for a second here. I mean, here's the thing. None of the villains by themselves are Satan, right? Because Satan is kind of an all-encompassing evil.
Oh no, Satan's in the show. Flurry Heart.
Would it technically be Grogar?
He's
He's the father of monsters.
Maybe. I mean, are we going with the generation, was it 1 or 2 version of Grogar? Or are we going with the generation 4 version of Grogar, which was just Discord?
Well, they never said he didn't exist, and he was a legend. So
yeah, no, he does exist in there because he has been there before. Like, this bell was taken from him. So he's technically a real character in that universe.
And it was Somber that said he was the father of monsters.
Yeah, but even then, he doesn't really fit the description of Satan, because Satan travels the world deceiving people away from God. That's what Satan is, right? So, and he's an all-encompassing rebel against
Discord. Then,
well, Discord is the trickster aspects. Chrysalis is the deception and taking many forms aspects. You know, the Tyrek is a psychopath and, you know, just bent on power. What were you about to say, Invisi?
Shoot, I got distracted and I forgot. I started listening to what you're saying. I'm like, damn it.
Sorry about that. And then
it'll come back in a sec.
Yeah. So
what about Angel Bunny?
Angel Bunny, what's the matter with you? Angel Bunny's a brat, but yeah, that's a great joke. Nice bait.
It's. Oh yeah, you saying
with the rabbit.
I remember now. So you said Satan travels the world, turning people away from God. Was your definition, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who is God in this universe, essentially?
That's another thing, though. Is and
Celestia.
This is something where Shady Oak and I disagree, because he says Celestia fits that description, and
he controls the sun, sir.
Yes, but that's literally all she does. And as much as I stand Princess Celestia and yell her name like Leroy Jenkins in every other one of my videos, she is not a creator. She controls a celestial body, and ultimately that's really all she does. Now, that's God-like power, but God is all-powerful, omnipotent, omnipresent, creator.
So M.A. Larson?
So, you know what? We'll take that. I'll take that.
Thanks,
but M.A. Larson isn't a character in the show.
Are you sure? I'm not sure at this point.
How about
I'm pretty sure he's canon.
How about Lauren Faust?
Yeah, but that's
point, too on the nose.
Cordero says God is friendship. It's abstract in MLP. Yeah, I mean.
Well, you know what? That could mean the Tree of Harmony is God.
Oh yeah, it is. I actually
read. And with how it's going in the comics, I'm not sure I'm wrong
in that. That's still just one aspect, though. Like, none of these things are all encompassing, which is what it's supposed to be. Like,
but it's all powerful, gives gifts to those that consider themselves unworthy. Seems to be all knowing.
But the world existed before the Tree of Harmony.
Gummy is God.
How about making it more complicated a tiny bit? And God is also three persons. Don't forget Jesus, and then there's the Holy Spirit, and then there's God, God as in God, the God the Father.
Yeah.
And
I think
thus
we've
the
got a bit
world
off
sent
topic.
us a tree.
So we've got Celestia the Father.
That sounds so wrong.
Celestia the Father, Twilight the Son, and the Tree of Harmony the Holy Spirit.
Sure.
I'm going to hell. I'm pretty sure I just blasphemed right there. Oh, frick.
Just say 5 Hail Marys and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I have a rosary. I'm probably going to need it after tonight.
Out of this house. Spirits be gone from this house.
Yes, spirits be gone from this.
I have a rosé.
The power of Christ compels you.
I
Okay. DJ, pick something else before I condemn myself any further, please.
Well, we're getting a bunch of G5 stuff, but I think Brony's the only one that hasn't been caught up.
Go ahead. If you're interested, go ahead with it.
Who's your favorite G5 character so far? Izzy, the unicorn. She looks like fun.
The one with a tennis ball glued to her head.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it's glued. It probably just got stuck on there because it's so
With blue.
sharp. 5 Hail Lunas.
Christopher Jones says, "Where the heck does Luna fit in all this, though?" No, here's the thing: she doesn't. She fits
No.
in. She fits in with all the
Your
other
brother.
overrated characters.
And she's a loner. She doesn't fit in.
you got to
No,
do
she can
5
fit
Hail
in.
Lunas. Screw the Hail Marys. You got to do the Hail Lunas.
Yeah.
The bullying has been doubled.
Cordero says Luna is Baal.
Whatever that is.
It's
Baal?
one of the original 30 angels to fall with Lucifer.
I like Steve. Steve was a good angel.
There's always a Steve.
I mean, he's
Third,
not
I mean,
he's
I
not
named,
far
like, all these
off.
Cool names.
He's not far off. We unironically have a Michael.
Yeah, I mean, like, think of like naming all these angels like Gabriel, Ball. I can't remember. I just all of a
That
sudden just
one's
forgot.
Bob.
Yeah, and like a Bob, Nick. Like, it's just like
We've got
I do want to
Nate-
answer this one here from Angel
Alexander.
Speed.
Yeah, what's
this
up?
one, Gabriel and Ted the angel.
Angel Speed says, speaking of G5, what are your thoughts on celebrity voice actors? I am fine with it, so long as they're actually voicing in the show. If they're not the
Yeah.
same voices of the characters in the show, that is absolutely stupid, and shame on you, Netflix.
Yeah, like it's the direct to sequel. DVD bad. So
They
many
should've
terrible
just-
memories.
They should have just hired me to do all the voices.
Brony, you say that with every pony fan.
Because it's always true. You ever wonder why I say things? It's because it's true. I speak in only in objective truths 100% of the time.
I'm pretty sure that's Cordero.
He thinks he does. And
So
he's
got
not
two
here to
people who
defend
think they talk
himself.
an objective fact
And
here.
he's not here to contradict me, so I'm right on that too.
Brony's gonna be in trouble.
You know something? He's coming over to my house tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure the first thing he's gonna do is punch me in the face. Oh jeez, yes, I was looking at my levels while I was doing that, and yes, I am peaking quite a bit. I apologize. I should have had my hand on the mixer a little bit better.
No peeking.
User says, I think there's a long lost Alicorn sister who is the mother of Blue Blood. It can't be Luna, so it has to be someone else. Plot twist, that was also me. I'm the lost Alicorn sister.
I think it's supposed to be a throw. I think they were trying to imply that he's a descendant of Platinum from the Heartswarming Eve story.
I'd buy that. I've seen some headcanons and some fan fiction saying that that Platinum was the daughter of King Sombra. Princess, obsessed with crystals from the north.
I think she would be before Sombra.
I mean, it's a very loose everything in that
Oh
timeline.
no, Cordero, no, that's not okay.
What?
Don't ruin pulled pork. Pulled pork's delicious.
This is
You
what you
monster.
get, this is what you get for not coming on tonight. Okay, let's just do a couple more here. Invisi, pick another one for us.
All right. How about that one's done already? That's done. Is there anything above like that we haven't done, like just that you can see? I'm just curious.
No, not really.
I think we did most stuff way back there. Okay. In that case, there's only a couple things left. Like, have you read any of this season 10 comics of MLP? And if so, what is your favorite piece of new lore? I personally have looked at, I think, the first one, but I haven't read any of the other ones. I was kind of waiting for them to all come out and then maybe go pick them up, but I haven't seen them yet.
I've been keeping up with it, but I can't say anything because I know Brony's going to read it, and if I spoil anything for him again, he's going to be very upset.
So I picked a bad question.
Yeah,
there is some very interesting new lore in the season 10 comic, so I do recommend it because it is very good, and I'm very interested to see how it ends with issue 102.
And how many?
Just tell me this, DJ. Does it contradict any of the lore that we already have from the show?
A little bit. It has raised some questions, so I'm hoping they're answered.
You know darn well they're
Parts.
not.
Well, if it's not answered, it's going to
Like if we
throw a lot of things into
if
question.
we ever had
Because
our
right
questions
now,
answered,
it is very interesting, but it makes no sense.
if we ever had our questions answered, we'd know where the heck Twilight would have never been an Alicorn, and Flurry Heart would have never been born.
It
I
just,
really wish
it just
they
has to, and
whole
it just
bunch.
has to be it can be a throwaway line for all I care, as long as it adds up to what we learned before.
All right, sounds
I
good.
can't say anything else, otherwise you are going to be very mad.
I'm mad that I'm just mad that they're ending. I need more. I'm gonna get sentimental here. I was not ready for Friendship is Magic to end. I'm still not.
Yeah. I don't think. Actually, you're the only person. Yeah, just you, Ronnie. You're alone in that feeling. Everyone else knew it was time to go.
I
I'm lying.
I don't know, I think it would have been nice if it ended on an even season rather than 9. Like if it ended on a season 5 or a 10.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So I think that's a good spot to call it. Unless Gus, do you see last chance here? Do you see anything that you want to tackle before we call it for tonight?
I'm afraid not fully.
Okay. In that case, let's go around here. DJ, one thing you learned tonight.
I learned there's no low Cordero wants Sync to for revenge.
All right, sounds good. Invisi, one thing you learned tonight.
I swear I'm not piggybacking here. I had this before he said his. I learned how to trigger Cordero very easily.
That's dangerous knowledge for you to have, because I know from experience you will abuse the heck out of it.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Calm down there, Cozy Glow. I know that's what you're gonna do. Invisible Gust. Did you enjoy coming on the show tonight?
I very much did, and this was a whole bunch of fun, and I hope I can do it again next time.
Yep. Real quick, I see Pony Cordero says, great Q&A. You should do an anime debate one of these days. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have, we won't have any cancellations the next time we try. I do want to try this topic, but I want to get a good variety of opinions on the topic before.
We barely dipped our toes in at the beginning.
Yeah. All right. So, so Invisible Gust. One thing you learned tonight.
One thing I've learned, I didn't learn anything.
He was right all along. No, Brony was right all along. That's how this show works.
Yeah, I need to.
Exactly.
I need to do a lot more preparation on my shows. That's what I learned tonight, and part of me already knew that. But yeah, here we are. All right. Well, thank you all for coming out and watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. For my American friends out there, we're going to celebrate the anniversary of our Declaration of Independence by blowing up a small part of this great country.
Woohoo!
Yep. So be safe out there. God bless. We'll see you all next week for Friday Night Fights. And I think that's all I've got going on for upcoming streams. So yeah, tune in. If you would like to get on this show, I would love to have you. Let's just get you on the Patreon for as little as $1 a month, where your topic suggestions will take priority. You get to hang out with me in the Discord server, and you get to make suggestions for games we play on Friday Night Fights. I'm very grateful to all of my supporters on Patreon, especially those on the $10 and up tier, including the ever-triggered Pony Cordero, as well as our co-host for tonight, Mr. DJ Skywalker, as well as Princess Heather Blossom, Shady Oak Ministries, Sid McConroy, Autoknight, Emerald Spencer, Sodden Girder, Senko, Kyle Christensen, Stephen A. Wilson, Rein-Kun, Princess Sunshine Sparkle, Bootleg Bard, and Dark Malcontent, author of the Metaverse series. And with that, have a great night. Say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Yep, DJ actually had good timing with that for once.
Rude.
Bye-bye.